6 games. All right.
6 or 7 games from 6 or 7
Damn
weekend
it.
and a
Just
six or
stop. Just
seven win.
stop. Just stop.
And that's how we are going to start. Welcome into the We Want Florida podcast. I don't know if we're going to cut that
We'll cut that.
intro in or out, but in
Joe will cut
case you
that for
missed it,
us.
we got the editor in chief. We will see if that stays in or out. But in case you missed it, we were talking about the 6-7 win over Columbus. And 6 games to cover. We have a very, very good road trip that just happened the last 4 games. We have 2 games at home against Columbus and the Islanders. So we said last episode that this team needed a spark. And I don't want to say that we found it because I never like saying have figured something out or found anything because it always seems to prove me wrong. But let's just kind of get a quick update. How are you guys feeling taking points in 6 of the last 7 games?
Hmm.
And yeah, overall take.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling great because I think that was the best stretch of Panthers hockey this season in those last 6 games, going 5-1 with huge road wins over the Lightning, the Stars, Mammoth, and then a crazy game which started this stretch in Columbus where that was back and forth. They were up 4-1, got to 4-4, then ended up being a 7-6 win in overtime. So yeah, I mean, this is we're back. Panthers are starting to roll and not an easy stretch of games and they're playing well. So hopefully we can keep this up.
It was great. I mean, it was just everything you wanted to see. But regarding the spark, you know, Luis Storinen gets back in the lineup. Might have been the spark from his barbecue or something, but he came back and things were looking up and everybody's been playing great, especially the first, 6 forwards. It's been unreal the
Yeah.
stretch that they've had. But yeah, we've been playing great. Love it.
So going to that, are you giving, because there were 2 things that happened at the same time, and that was his return, talking about Luosterainen, and then we also saw Brad Marchand go to the second line to play with Carter Verhaeghe and Sam Bennett. And it seems since then, also, obviously, we had AJ Greer playing the second line, as Austin said multiple times. How can you expect much when you have AJ Greer playing the second line? So
No disrespect to AJ Greer
Yeah,
at
we
all.
love Greer. We love Greer.
yeah, it's not a fit in this second line
Right.
type of play. So is it, I guess, a combination of both? Was there something that stood out? Is it without Luosterainen coming back, maybe Brad Marchand doesn't go to that second line? So is ultimately the underlying factor Luosterainen coming back that has kind of ignited this team?
Well, it's a mixture of both because even with Lucerine coming back, which helps us out, but with Lucerine coming back, Paul could have just kept Marchand with Lundell and Lucerine, but he switches it up. He puts Marchand with Ryan, or sorry, with Bennett and Verhaeghe, and that has been the lines change of the year, and like it's a very important reason why the Panthers have been playing really good lately. Because look, I said in the last episode, I wanted to see more from Sam, and I think I've said it all year, but I want to see more from Sam Bennett and Carter Verhaeghe because those are 2 guys that need to step up with guys like Barkov and Kachuk out. You know what it is. But, that line, and it's just Brad Marchand. I guess he fixes everything because those guys have been on fire.
Marchand effect.
Yeah, Bennett and Verhaeghe have been on, especially Verhaeghe. They've both been on fire as of late, and it's been the reason why the Panthers have been so good.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much said it all. But I will point out a fact that Luis Sherinin came back and throughout I saw a stat the other day that throughout the entire road trip Panthers didn't give up one power play goal. That's huge. I mean, that's
Yep.
gigantic. I mean,
I,
not giving up one power play goal the entire road trip. I mean, we played some dogs and we didn't give up one. That's
yeah,
that's
th- th-
tremendous.
the PK right now is 26 of the last 27, and the one that they gave up was against Columbus, and there was like 1 second, 1 or 2 seconds left on the power play, and the puck went in the back of the net on a deflection. So what could have been 27 of 27, but still penalty kill looks great. Power play is heating up, and that also comes down. We're seeing Sam Bennett getting some minutes as well as obviously Verhage getting some minutes on the power play. And these guys are just looking so comfortable everywhere on the ice. And it seems like that the puck is finding their sticks, and they're just they're putting them in the back of the net or around the net for chances. And obviously the power play numbers haven't been fantastic, but the level of play has definitely seemed to pick up these last few weeks. Or I shouldn't say weeks. This past week, these last uh, six games. As we stand tonight, they are, I believe, 2 points out of a playoff spot. And last at this time last week, they were in last place. So kind of a nice swing that they've had. And we also have to look at goaltending also, and obviously giving up 6 goals against Columbus, and then they've kind of brought it back. I should say Bob has brought it back, playing. I believe it's 5 of the last 6. Tarasov only has 1 start, but he's also kicked it into high gear. I mean, just making saves to keep us in the game, stay tight. Um, Overall, the team has looked pretty good. Like I'm seeing something now. They have a few comeback wins. Like I remember I was pretty upset because comeback cats was our thing, and in the beginning, the first 25 to 30 games, they had no comeback wins. So I was pretty frustrated about that. But we're seeing the comebacks. We're seeing them start to play Panthers hockey. So anything that has stood out to you guys as far as a negative over this trip? Because I have something in mind, and I want to see if you guys see it.
The negative is we ran. No, Alfred, no. All right, hold on. Alfred's got to go. The negative is that we ran into the Colorado Avalanche, and they're the hottest team on the planet and to ever grace the planet. That trio of Makar, McKinnon, and Natchez is feeding many families in Colorado as we speak. And yeah, I mean, everything's gone wrong. It's a disaster here. But yeah, I
What's his
mean,
name?
what's new?
Mikey? Nikki?
But yeah, they're a ridiculous team, but uh, brush that one off and go to the next one, and that's exactly what we did. So good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any negatives about to say what exactly what Joe said. The Avalanche, I mean, it's the best team in the world, or best team right now, currently playing in the NHL, and that was off a back to back. Bob was out. Tarasov was the goalie. Like they're the best team. Like you kind of expect to lose that one, but to have that one being the only loss on the whole last 6 games, it's really impressive. So right now I don't have any negatives. I think they're doing everything we could want. But what do you got?
So defense has tightened up. I like what I've seen from the defensemen on a defensive aspect.
Yep.
What I'm still not seeing, and we're seeing on the power play, Seth Jones definitely shooting the puck more, but we're still not seeing Forsling and Ekblad really get those blasts from the point. And I don't want to say that it's detrimental to the team, because obviously we're still winning, and we can't rely on defensemen to be our offensive weapons. I'm completely aware. But man, I just want to see those guys tee it up. And
Yeah.
not maybe it's not necessarily so much a negative as I'm putting it out there. It might just be a different style of play that they're leaning towards right now, being down so many guys. But I would like to see the offensive production a little bit more, especially just from the top pair. Obviously, we can't expect it from Balinskis and Petrie on the third pair, but let Forsling and Ekblad and I mean even the second pair and Mikkola and Jones. By the way, defensively, Mikkola has looked fantastic this year. Just an FYI. Very, very happy with his defensive effort. But just let those guys tee it up and blast it a little bit more. And um, overall, though, again, I said it was a negative. I guess that's me being picky a little bit, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little nitpickish, but it's fine. I get it for sure. I'd love to see, Forsling put one in the back of the net more than anybody. I love that. I love Gustav Forsling, but Ekblad not necessarily putting one in the back of the net or anything, but we did just see a very nice game from Ekblad with two
yes.
assists from the Tampa game there. So that I mean that's obviously a good sign.
made some
Once again,
aggressive plays at center ice.
yes, yeah, on the shorthanded goal from Reinhardt specifically, that was a really good effort there. Also, Reinhardt shorthanded goals. I mean,
It's what
geez,
he does.
it
Special
is what he
teams
does.
legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Real team.
I was gonna say something really similar. I think from a goal scoring standpoint, like it's not where it needs to be, or like it hasn't been awesome, but they're like last night, for example, against the Lightning, they produced like Uvis had 2 points, Ekblad 2 points, Jones had a point, and Aaron Ekblad on the Marchand goal makes a very aggressive play to get it into the zone. He gets it to Verhage. He makes a great pass. That was Verhage. Yeah, to Verhage to Marchand on the goal line. Makes a really nice play. So I think they're not always going to score goals, but if they could be a little more aggressive and produce some points, it's not always doesn't always have to be goals. Just you're getting assists, you're making passes, you're getting the puck to the net, and that's what they did last night. Um,
And we've
and
seen it ramp up progressively recently. So
yeah, so like
and
Jones has 14 assists on the year, and
very,
Uvis with getting 2 points last night's pretty good.
yeah, and Sabrango, obviously in and out. We've seen some fourth line. Divine, not Conan. Who's the new one?
Gregor, are you talking
Stadinka.
about?
Dude,
Oh,
Studinka, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like they've settled on the lines. They
Yeah.
haven't switched
So
it up lately.
yeah, it's been pretty much like you said, pretty steady there. Um, Obviously, fourth line's not quite what it used to be. Missing everybody's from last year's fourth line is no longer on the fourth line. Um,
Right.
so yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit of a identity type change and a little different style of play, but overall, I am enjoying what I'm seeing, and also I would say that last night's game, 5-2 game. So score says that we, you know, handled them, but outside of the Dallas game, obviously Columbus was a one goal game that we came out in overtime with 2 seconds left. Great goal, great play by Bennett there. And then you have a 4-1 victory over the Islanders. So, but by no stretch, I feel like they've dominated any game except for Dallas, outside of Dallas. Last night's game, for example, the first goal, you have a turnover, good play. I think it also might have been by Ekblad um, in the defensive zone, turned into a shorthanded goal for
Yeah.
Reinhardt. Then you had a power play goal. Then you had another turnover in the neutral zone. So I mean, these are goals that one play here or there that might not go the Panthers' way can really change the trajectory of these games. So right now, I don't think they're going to dominate any game on a consistent basis. No team really does, unless you're the Colorado Avalanche right now. But these are all tight games to where one mistake can really change the impact. If the PK is not where it's been, and it's very tough to kill as many penalties as they are when they're doing as many minutes in the box. So if this PK starts to not progress, regress, and can't sustain, like these are games that easily could switch around. So to see that we're coming out on top as of right now in the close games, obviously on the homestand there were some games that we felt like we could have won or should have won and didn't. We won some games that we felt like we could have lost. So um, just to kind of see it evening out right now is I guess a little uplifting.
My thoughts on that is like, who cares, honestly, what the score is? As long as you win at this point in the season, we're just looking to stack points, in my opinion. So as long as we come out on the winning side, I could really care less what the final score was. So, and especially, I mean, like with obviously like who's out and whatever it is, as long as we're winning right now and just getting the 2 points, maybe even playing a good team and getting 1 point. But look, you beat the Lightning by 3, you beat the Stars by 4. Two really good teams on the road, beat the Islanders by 3, and then you had the close game versus the Mammoth and the Blue Jackets. But I
No,
think,
and I'm not necessarily saying that the scores of the game matter. My point is that the style of play, and obviously the score says different. Fine. The style of play that they're in right now, that these are tight games. So mistakes here or there, we don't
yeah,
get that turnover. And obviously it's all hypothetical. But things that have gone our way these last 6 games don't go our way. It could be worse than a six game point streak or 6 games taking
out of
points
7, yeah,
out of 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at but before this kind of road trip, I mean, look at like before we started consistently winning these games, it's like one thing that goes wrong, yeah, we lose a game, you're right. I just feel like it's kind of, the hockey gods are kind of turning our towards our way now. I feel
right.
like that's just kind of what's happening. We caught a little momentum here. We're in a little hot streak. I did say last podcast it would be the most fitting thing for the Panthers to go on the road for the hardest road trip and catch fire because
Yep.
I don't understand this team, but it is what it is. But that's just what the Panthers do. I don't really know. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup. It's just how it works. But yeah, I mean, it's I'd love to see a blowout for sure. I mean, why not, right? I'd love to see a like oh my God, I'd love to 6-0 a team shut out from Ba. Like, yeah, that would be awesome. But with the team that we have right now, I just gotta, kind of remember to take
No,
it
keep winning.
one play at a
Yep.
time. And
Stack points.
yeah, and if somebody has a good play, it's great. You focus on that play for a little bit, and then you move on, obviously. But I'm not trying to get in my head about, oh my goodness, if let's say Ekblad, turned the puck over nicely and whatever on the kill, and then missed Reinhardt for the pass or whatever, they didn't score. It's like, I'm not going to freak out about it because that whatever, it was still a nice play. Let's focus and then regroup and whatever, and you're not too much in your head about it. So it's good. We won the game, and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And looking forward, this is not an easy homestand. Like I feel like this stretch of games right now is against good teams. Obviously, when we played Tampa, they were first. As of tonight, they're no longer in first, but they were in first. You played the Stars, who are second in the NHL, obviously in the Western Conference, but good solid teams getting points against them, and we're actually playing some teams that we need to gain ground on. And
Yep.
Yeah, who do we got? It's Carolina, and then what?
Kings.
The
We got
Carolina
Kings.
Kings
twice.
first. Kings first. Kings
No,
tomorrow.
Kings first. Yeah, I thought you said
Oh,
Kings
oh, oh,
first.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Kings
So
first,
I
and
mean, the
then
Kings,
skip a
sure.
day, and then the Carolina,
Hurricanes, St.
then
Louis,
St. Louis.
back
St.
to the
Louis,
Hurricanes.
and then the Canes again.
Yeah.
So obviously, two of the four are kind of irrelevant's not the right word, but Western Conference teams that obviously we're not chasing. Carolina is a team that you could be chasing down the line, whether it's for a wild card spot or they bump other teams down. Either way, they're in the Eastern Conference, so could end up meaning something down the line. So just getting the points, especially against the teams that are ahead of us, and like you said, whether it's just taking a point here or there, grinding out some games, and then stack some wins against the teams that are on the bottom, and things are starting to spread out a little bit. Also, I know that it was pretty tight, and it still is fairly tight, but now I think it's like a 10 point gap from first to last compared to where it was like 5 points. So Panthers are sitting kind of pretty much right in the middle. I think they're halfway through the pack, and we've seen some solid play. A guy that I just can't figure out though, and and he's gotten some hate from me in particular.
You're gonna say Mackey, aren't you?
Well, he hasn't gotten as much hate. He wasn't the guy that I have in mind, but I'm glad you mentioned that because we'll get we'll get to him. But this third defensive pair,
Oh my God.
I can't stand this Jeff Petrie. I cannot figure this guy out.
Well, listen, the one time we didn't have him in the lineup and we paired Balinskis and Sabrango together, we gave up what, like, how many goals did we give up that game? I,
One
it
day,
was ridiculous.
one day, this guy looks like he's Cale McCarr and Quinn Hughes had a baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sure. Are we talking
Ah,
about the same Jeff
And the
Petrie here?
next day, okay, just the next
Bear
day,
with me here.
he looks like he's got one foot in the grave and another on a stack of banana peels. I
Wow.
mean,
Wow. I
this
mean,
guy,
that's a quote. If
this
if the
guy,
podcast had a quote book, that would be number one.
can't say
One
I've ever
foot
heard
in the
that.
grave and one on a stack of banana peels. I mean, that is just something right there, Nate. I mean, props to you for that. That was great. Go on.
back to what I was saying. The inconsistency of this third pair. I just want Dmitry Kulikov back.
Oh yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah, just spell
And
it out.
yeah, let's just cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Cut all the wannabe funny clips and sayings. Anyway, now let's move on to Mackey because I've got something to say about him. And I've got something to say about Jesper Boquist here because two guys that for me were very promising coming into this year. Younger guys, especially Mackey, could be the future of the Florida Panthers. I don't want to say that too, you know, boldly, but definitely could be a piece. And this guy misses the net like 90% of the time. He tees it up probably 10 times a game and hits the goalie twice. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what's going on there. Um, Boquist not really finding anything. Obviously, he's playing on the fourth line, and they're just having fun playing hot potato back and forth. But I don't know, man. Those two are disappointing. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Boquist, um, he's playing on the fourth line, so it's kind of tricky. And it's not like he essentially got demoted to the fourth line. It's just Greer played so well that it's like, all right, we need
That needs
Greer.
to change, by the way, in my opinion.
What, Greer needs to go back down?
Greer needs to go back to the fourth line.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely come back down to earth after that little stretch. I mean, it's whatever. It's Paul's world. We're just living in it. Right now we're winning games, so I'm not messing with anything.
Should
But
we put Marchand with Rodriguez and Samiskevich and see if he does something
can
then?
you imagine? Can you imagine? That would be something, right?
Oh, having
But
fun right
as far as
now.
Mackey goes, um, look, man, I don't know.
He doesn't look good.
I would be lying if I said that I didn't have bigger expectations for him, like,
Of
you know,
course.
in the beginning of the year. But with the situation that we're in, and I don't know. I don't know. He's definitely disappointed, but it's all right. Well, he scored a goal the other day, so that's
Oh,
cool.
congratulations, number
All
two of the
right, here we
season.
go.
Come
Listen,
on.
he could roll now.
Yeah.
He could get on a roll now, and then we'll all shut up. Hey, how many times have we called out a player on this podcast and randomly?
Prove me wrong, please. I beg.
Uh,
I mean, like Mackey's still 23 years old and he's a little unpolished. He's probably not playing with the guys that, we want him to play with. Erod being a center now, it's a little different, but like he's half a point a game. He's still like he's played like 105 games in the NHL. And look, how long did it take for us to really appreciate Anton Lundell? And when he was going through his first couple years, it was like, all right, when's this guy gonna do something? Then last year, he popped off in the playoffs, and now look how he's playing right now. I mean, he's obviously a little probably better player than Mackey at the end of the day, but
A little.
well, currently I'm saying like, I mean, look, Lundell in his second year probably had like 25 or 30 points on the year. Mackey's gonna have more than that in his second season, so um, it takes time. You gotta be patient, and it'll eventually work itself out with him. Right now, I see like he's a very talented player, but he's a little unpolished, and sometimes he's turning over the puck. But he's so noticeable on the ice. He's always around the puck. He's fast, and he's getting a lot of shots off. Now they're not really going in the right direction, but eventually, I think he'll figure it out.
I hope because
no, I got a question actually. I was thinking about this today. So supposedly the due date for Kachuk was the 15th, which obviously the 15th has passed. And at first it sounded like since the beginning of the year, it sounded like he was going to be January, late December. So when it was the 15th, I think I was kind of shocked and I saw a bunch of other people were kind of shocked. And then suddenly we get this message that it's like 15 days. So he's due on the 30th now. Do you think that they were trying to rush him back because we were struggling so bad, and now that they see we're winning, and they're like, oh, okay, hold on, we can actually
Um,
do this properly, or do you think that that was just a
that's a great
coincidence?
question.
That's what I was thinking about today. I was
I
like,
didn't.
there is totally a
I
possibility
always
that
saw
that
that it
was
was
it.
it was late December. I always saw like the target goal was like maybe a couple games before the Winter Classic.
Late November, I
No,
saw
oh,
multiple
okay.
things that said, oh, he'll be back like 15th, the 15th of December. He'll be back the 15th of December. And I know that, and let's not get Nate going on a tangent here, but I know that ESPN isn't like, ESPN isn't always, Nate's best friend or anybody's best friend for information. However, they did have it written up
More
as the
like the worst
15th because I
enemy.
did check a couple days ago and I was like, is he coming back for the Tampa game? Is this what we're doing? I mean, like the last year where he came back for the Tampa game. I mean, how poetic would that be? But then I
They need
was
to
like,
not rush him back. That there's
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't I don't know if I think December 15th was ever said by the Panthers. Like I always heard late December and I don't think they would ever rush him because they care more about his long-term health more than just
yeah,
rushing him back to get some wins. And what is him not at 100% really going to do? I mean, obviously it's great, but let's just wait for him to get 100%. I think he'll come back for the Winter Classic, maybe one or two games before that.
yeah,
I've always been a guy that like when a guy gets injured, give them 100% to recover and a day. Like I'm completely against rushing guys back from injury, but I don't know. I like if it's end of December, if it's the middle of January, I've said it multiple times. I think that this team is good enough to compete without him. Obviously, he adds some extra firepower, but
yeah. Well,
it
we
is what
just
it is.
saw it, example A. Now there's really no excuse. I mean, we just competed
Yeah.
with the best teams in the league. So, I mean, this is
Yep.
it. We saw the peak of this team essentially,
Yep.
and it looked great. it was a shutout in Dallas. I mean, it looked great.
One
Yep.
more point on Mackey real quick.
Oh,
He's on pace for 41 points this year in his second season. Anton Lundell, and let's compare him to one of another top prospect we had, Anton Lundell, who's become a great player now. His career high is only 45, and that came in year four. So I think we need to be a little patient with Mackey, especially since, like I said, he's not playing with the line mates he's going to play with, you know, next season or maybe 20, 30 games from now. And even with Kachuk back, when Kachuk comes back, we'll see what the lines are. But
Anton Lundell also didn't have this team around him though in his year one.
I mean, he won. They won the President's trophy one of the seasons. He that was one of the best offenses we've ever had, probably the best offense we've had in franchise history. And then he went to the Stanley Cup the last three seasons. Um, yeah, so actually, President's Trophy is rookie year, and then the next three seasons Stanley Cup teams. So I wouldn't say he didn't have great
For
players
me,
around
I'm
this
not
until
team,
Marsh.
right, healthy, and again, that's a statement. And Mackey maybe hasn't had a full sample size of the team healthy. Healthy, I think this is the best team that we've had um,
Sure,
in
but
some
also
time.
his rookie season, when we won the President's Trophy, he was playing with
Yeah,
Reinhardt on the third line. So like we know who Reinhardt is.
yeah, which is fine.
and
Mackie
I'm and I'm
Samoskevich will
I'm
never
not
be Anton Lundell. So,
No,
well,
for
period.
sure, I
but
agree. But I'm saying if we're, you got to give him a chance here.
yeah. And I'm not look at him shaking his head now. But
No.
no, I'm gonna to a certain degree I'm gonna agree with Nate because
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
if he has to
Oh, my goodness. Something must be happening
oh my
outside, people. Check your
god,
watch, check your phone.
oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, well, because I think that yes, the points didn't show up for Lundell, but he's way more complete of a player than Mackey is.
100%.
Like
100%.
the defense shines, the hand shines,
He's a
the
center.
he doesn't turn over. Yeah, like but no, but I'm waiting on Mackey. I'm good on him. He's
Yeah.
fine. You
Takes
just gotta
time.
you just gotta wait. It's all right.
Now, if he turns out not to be the type of player that I think he is, then I may be wrong. But 4 goals for me doesn't cut it. And
No, I
period.
expect him in his prime to be a 50-point player, a 50, 60-point player. Now he's on pace for 41 in his rookie year, second year. So, I mean, like, we talked about how AJ Greer, I mean, you just said you wanted AJ Greer on the fourth line. I mean, he's playing with Greer, he's playing with Erod. So, I mean, that's not helping him.
We'll see. Like I say, prove it wrong. I hope so. I hope he turns it around. So got an opportunity here, like we said, against the Kings, against the Blues. Hopefully we pick up some points. The 2 games against the Hurricanes will be really, really big if we can at least get a win. 3 points, 4 points. 3 points I would love, 4 points I would fall in love with. And we will see how this homestand goes and then one on the road. But um, looking forward to it, staying in contention. That's all we can ask for. Think that does it. And what's his name? Albert?
Alfred,
Alfred. Alfred is back to say goodbye for the We Want Florida podcast. We will see you next week.
you got something to say? No. All right. The biggest Mackey hater ever.
No, I'm not